friends, welcome back to Tech Solutions. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for upcoming videos. Thank you for all your support till now. So in today's video we will see what is level of detail in Tableau or LOD. So level of detail expressions, also known as LOD, it allows us to compute values at the data source level and the visualization level. LOD expression gives us more control on the level of granularity we want to compute, and depending on how we want to control the granularity, there are different ways, different types of LODs. So let's see these LODs. First is include. If you want to perform calculation at more granular level, then use include. So for example, you have certain dimensions in your visualization and you want to add something additional level of dimensions or granularity and do the calculations, and that calculations you want to show in your visualization. In that case we have to use include. Syntax is, it has syntax curly braces. It should always be inside the curly braces. Include the word and the dimension. If you have multiple dimensions, just separate it by commas, and colon, then your calculation. So in our case, the syntax I have shown, example I have shown here is include region and find the sum of profit. In this case, include region along with other dimensions in your visualization and then find the sum of profit. We will see all this with a proper practical example maybe in the later part of this video. So this is about include. Exclude. Now if you want to perform calculations at less granular level, then we have to use exclude. For example, you have two dimensions in your visualization and you are finding some profit, but out of those two dimensions you want to exclude one of them and then find the sum of profit and show the sum of profit in your visualization. In that case we have to use exclude LOD. Syntax is same as include, and instead of include keyword we have to use exclude keyword here. Now fixed. Fixed is the third LOD type. If you want to perform calculations at entirely independent level, then use fixed. Independent level means you have certain dimensions in your visualizations, but you don't want to use them, you want to use something else and do your calculations. So like for example, I can tell we have customer and their department, but you want to find the always find the sum at a particular fixed level, region level. So the syntax of fixed is same as exclude and include, just that we have to use fixed keyword. Now what is the difference between the first one, include, and the fixed? Include tells that include this particular dimension along with your existing dimensions into the visualizations and do the calculations, whereas fixed is irrespective of what are all the dimensions you have into visualization, ignore them, use this particular dimension which is mentioned in this calculation, fixed, and do the calculations and show the calculations. This is the difference between fixed and include. Now let's see all this with an example, with a practical example. Let's understand the data we are going to use for our examples. So we have country wise, state wise, city wise, product wise, profit and sales data. So in this spreadsheet, the granularity is product level granularity, because that's the lowest level of record, distinct record we can say, for each city, state and country. So let's start with the first. We will create a map. I just pulled city here, I just pulled the state here, and we have 3 different states: Arizona, North Dakota and New York. And let's show the profit, respective profit of them as a color. Let's show that as a label as well. So we have 9,000 for North Dakota, 5,300 for Arizona and 2,800 for New York. Let's see the average of each of these, average profit. So we see we have average profit for these 3 different states. We will check Arizona. I'll tell you why Arizona, because we have a data like that. So Arizona is showing us 1,767 as average profit. So let's right click and view data, full data. Here for Arizona, the profit is showing total 3 records divided by 3, because it is finding the average at the data source level, 3 distinct records, 1, 2 and 3. So it is 2,100 plus 1,100 plus 2,100 divided by 3 comes to 1,767. Now if you want to find the average at city level, in this case the cities are 2 distinct cities, not 3. Product is 3, city is just 2. For Sedona there are 2 different products, and if we include city, and if we want to find city level in average of the profit, the result will be different, and that's the example we are going to use for include. So now let's close this. Let's duplicate this map. This will help us to compare later on. Right click and rename this sheet as include. So it has already include name. Let's use one, include one. Now let's create a calculated field as INCLUDE, include city. So the syntax is, it should be in a curly braces, include city colon and sum of profit. Okay, now let's use this include city new measure instead of our existing average profit, and let's change it to default properties aggregation to average, because we are going to use it as average. So drag it for the display. Now see the difference in Arizona. The average is changed to 2650 and originally it is 1767. Why is that? Because as we discussed in a data, in this case it is finding the average at city level. So all these three different records sum divided by 2 instead of 3, because we mentioned that we want to include city in this case to find the calculations, and this is how include works. Here we have a state level information on our visualization, state level dimensions, but in the calculations we are including city and showing the city level calculations. That's how include works. Now let's understand the exclude LOD. For that, let's duplicate our map sheet and rename it as exclude. So we have, let's deal with the profit, sum of profit, and not the average of profit here. Let's change it here. So now we have sum of profit, and let's go to one more level down, city level. Now we have city level data, and we are showing individual city level sum of profit. Let's show this always. Okay. So now we have individual city level sum of profit. Let's say we want to show state level total for each of these cities. So for example, for North Dakota we have total 9,000 at a state level, and what we want to do, we want to show 9,000, 9,000, 9,000 for each of these individual cities. Same thing for Arizona, we want to show 5,300 for each of these cities, and for this New York we want to show 2,800. So what we are going to do, we are showing here city level visualization, because city is the dimension involved in this visualization, present in this visualization, but we are going to exclude it in the calculation and doing the calculation at state level and showing the totals of state level for each of these cities. So let's start. Let's create calculated field. Exclude city. Start with curly brace, the word exclude, keyword, what I want to exclude, city, colon, and I want to do sum of profit. The calculation is valid. Exclude the city dimension and do the sum of profit from the visualizations if it is present with the other dimensions, and do the calculations. In our case, state is already present, so it will do the total at state level by excluding city, and it will show for individual cities. Now let's replace our exclude city here, and now you see we have 3 different cities showing the same total, which is state level total. So what we are doing here, we have city dimension which is there in the visualization, but we are excluding it and showing the state level total in the visualizations. This is how exclude works. Now let's understand the fixed LOD. As we know, if we want to perform the calculations at an entirely independent level, then we have to use fixed. Entirely independent means, like for example, we have here city and state, but we don't want to either city or state, whether they are present, not present, we don't care about that, and we want to do some calculations using some random different dimension, and we want to show it here. So let's start with this. Let's use this exclude sheet and duplicate it and just rename it fixed. So in this case we have these numbers at state level, though it is city, though it is representing city. Now let's use fixed calculation. We will do a fixed calculation at country level. The country level is not a part of our visualization as well, and even if we remove city or add city, all the data will be shown at country level itself. Let's start. Create a calculated field, fixed country. The curly braces, keyword fixed, fixed on country, colon, sum of profit. The calculation is valid. Click OK. Now we are going to replace this fixed country, which is based on the country dimension. Country dimension is not a part of our visualization, so we are going to do a calculation. We are going to show a calculation entirely independent of any level in a visualization we are showing here. So let's start. Fixed country and display. Now what's happening here? 7100. Even though we have a city level data, we are showing all cities at 7100. Even though we have a state level data, it will show the same data, same total, because we have fixed the calculation at country level. Even if we add any level here, anything here, it is not going to change the granularity, because we fixed it at country level. This is how fixed works, and that's it from the level of detail tutorial, friends. Thank you very much for watching. Please keep subscribing our channel, and thanks for all your support till now.